Here are some tech updates for you in this video covering Apple Intelligence, Llama, MetaAI, NVIDIA, and image-to-video technology. Let me share these updates with you. Llama launches version 0.3 now with tool support. A couple of example tools include functions and APIs, web browsing, code interpreter, and much more. So here's an example of Llama 3.1 being given a calculator and being able to call that calculator. Enter the message, what is 192 plus 12 to the power of 4, and it sends it off to the correct tool to get the answer. Tool use is considered a crucial aspect of achieving AGI by many, so it's thrilling to witness advancements in this area. I'm particularly enthusiastic about agentic frameworks like AI that can effectively utilize tools in this way. Congratulations to Llama on the launch of their new version. Here are 4 model examples that support tool usage. Llama 3.1, Mistral Nemo, which is a tiny model, Fire Function V2, which I've not heard of, and Command R+. You can actually search for specific models that support tool calling. Next up, Apple Intelligence isn't arriving as soon as we expected, and I'm fed up with companies announcing features, showcasing products, and then either delaying them indefinitely or not releasing them at all. I believe there should be a rule that companies can't publish a demo of a product or feature more than 3 months before its actual launch. On top of that, unless you have the latest Apple iPhone, you can't even use these features. I have an iPhone that's 2 generations old, and I don't even get to beta test Apple Intelligence. By the way, if you want to beta test Apple Intelligence, you actually can right now, as long as you have an iPhone 15 Pro or newer. It's frustrating to think that there are tens of millions of phones out there that simply won't have access to Apple Intelligence. But that being said, developers are starting to test AI features, but as part of their launch, they are not going to include Apple Intelligence as part of it. Next up, Runway is launching the Gen 3 Alpha for image to video conversion. This update lets you use any image as the first frame of your video generation, either on its own or alongside a text prompt for added direction. You just provide an image and it automatically turns it into a video, and look at how impressive the results are. Here's another example for you. Here's another one for you. All of these began as simple pictures uploaded into Runway, and then it generates a video from them. It's incredibly cool. All right, next up, one of the first videos I ever made, I think it was the 3rd one, was about Leonardo.ai, a direct competitor to Midjourney. I actually preferred it over Midjourney because it has a user-friendly interface instead of having to use Discord. Now, Canva, the software I use to create all my thumbnails and which I absolutely love, since I have no design skills, has acquired Leonardo.ai. This is fantastic news. I can't wait to start seeing these features integrated into Canva. Next, Dr. Jim Fan from NVIDIA provides an update on Project Groot. I've made a few videos about Dr. Jim Fan and his team's work on Project Groot, so let's dive into what he has to say. We discovered a systematic way to scale up robot data, tackling the most painful pain point in robotics. The idea is simple. A human collects a demonstration on a real robot, and we multiply that data 1,000 times or more in a simulation. Let's break it down. We use Apple Vision Pro to give the human operator first-person control of the humanoid. It parses the human hand poses and retargets the motion to the robot hand, all in real time. This is called teleoperation. We use RoboCasa, a generative simulation framework, to multiply the demonstration data by varying the visual appearance and layout of the environment. Essentially, they start with one version, the human version, and then create 1,000 more variations of it to help train the models. Then they apply Mimigan, a technique to multiply the above data even more by varying the motion of the robot. To sum up, given one human trajectory with Vision Pro, RoboCasa produces n varying visuals, and Mimigan further augments it to n times n varying motions. So basically, they generate a lot of different variations, and all you need is one initial data set to get started. Next, Sam Altman posts on Twitter about their safety and alignment teams, but then gets community noted. Let's take a look at what was said. A few quick updates about safety at OpenAI. As we said last July, we're committed to allocating at least 20% of our computing resources to safety efforts across the entire company. That's really interesting because, as we're about to read, this is precisely why Ilya Sutskever and Jan Lake essentially left, because they felt that safety and super alignment were being deprioritized. But now Sam Altman is reaffirming his commitment to these areas. Our team has been working with the US AI Safety Institute on an agreement where we would provide early access to our next foundation model so that we can work together to push forward the science of AI evaluations. Excited for this. Finally, we want current and former employees to be able to raise concerns and feel comfortable doing so. This is crucial for any company, but for us especially, and an important part of our safety plan. In May, we voided non-disparagement terms for current and former employees and provisions that gave OpenAI the right, although it was never used to cancel vested equity. We've worked hard to make it right. I've already covered this drama, and Sam claimed he didn't know about it. But honestly, I think he did. He's the top person at OpenAI, so he should have known about it, even if he says he didn't. Then community noted we're starting a new team co-led by Ilya Sutskever and Jan Lake, and dedicating 20% of the compute we've secured to date to this effort. So what they are clarifying is that the original announcement post was very clear that the computing resources were meant for the super alignment team only, whereas here he mentions safety efforts across the entire company. This is definitely not what was originally stated. Next, Stability AI makes a significant release, StableFast 3D, Stability AI's latest breakthrough in 3D asset generation technology. It transforms a single input image into a detailed 3D asset in just 5 seconds, setting a new standard for speed and quality in the field of 3D construction. Now, if you don't believe that video games will be entirely AI generated in the near future, this might just change your mind. Here are some use cases they've highlighted. Fast inference time during pre-production, where experimentation is crucial static assets for games, 3D models for e-commerce, and quick model creation for AR or UR. They also provided several examples of generated assets, and they look incredibly impressive. All right, next, Meta courts celebrities like Awkwafina to voice AI assistants ahead of Meta Connect. This is awesome. I want Drake as my AI assistant voice, and there's nothing you can do to convince me otherwise. Judi Dench, Keegan-Michael Key, and Awkwafina are among multiple actors and influencers whose voices could become part of Meta's AI offering. This strategy is likely to become even more popular as time goes on. More and more celebrities will be lending their voices to AI, which is a significant commitment. Once they agree to it, their voice can be used in any way the product needs, giving the company a lot of creative control. So I had the Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses, and I absolutely love them. You can just say, "Hey Meta," and get an AI assistant right in your ear. Now, imagine a celebrity being able to talk to you through these. How cool would that be? That's all the news for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.